Thanks for calling, hon. I'm sorry you guys are going through this. Dr. John Deloney, good show today. Good job to Ben and Kelly in the booth. I am Dave Ramsey, your host. We'll be back with you before you know it. In the meantime, remember, there's ultimately only one way to financial peace, and that's to walk daily with the Prince of Peace, Christ Jesus. Friend or family member that needs a daily dose of Ramsey advice in their life? Let them know about the Ramsey Call of the Day podcast. It's a quick hit of advice about life and money in under 10 minutes. Check out the Ramsey Call of the Day podcast wherever you listen to podcasts.
What up, Sid? Tea of the day is English breakfast. English breakfast, love. And as per usual, we will be waiting just a few minutes. See if some other people get in the chat here. Meanwhile, I will type in my stuff. Email about anything. Yes, anything. Coach Steve Money. gmail.com. Except, I do not need any emails on selling me subscribers, reviews, or watch time, or anything like that. No, thank you. No, thank you. Donations. PayPal.me/Coach Steve. Alrighty. The tea of the day. Now is let's see, that would be 5:10 p.m. your time, Sid. Is that tea time? And also, did you get your stuff for your boss done when he wanted it done? Today is episode 169, and I was talking to somebody in the chat. Oh, Kat Sand, she's starting a cleaning service. She said she made her flyers, and she said, I'll distribute them next week. And I knew what was going on there, so I said, why wait? And so she said she was nervous, and so I said, you gotta start before you're ready. I'm on show 169 today, and I'm still not ready to do this, so there we go. Tea time is when Sid gets home. And yes, Simon was done on time. Of course it was. How silly of me to even ask. Alrighty. Let's get started here. As we know, it is December. And that means Christmas is coming soon, which gives me another chance to sing. Let's see, this one is in the key of E. Let's try this. This from the year of our Lord 1964. This is Blue Christmas. I'll have a blue Christmas without you. Not doing it now. I'll be so blue just thinking about you. Decorations of red on a green Christmas tree won't be the same, dear, if you're not here with me. And when those blue snowflakes start falling, that's when those blue memories start calling. You'll be doing alright with your Christmas of white, but I'll have a blue blue, blue, blue Christmas. Darling, I'll have a blue Christmas without you. You know, 'cause you won't be here. It's kind of cold in the wintertime at night. Maybe Santa will bring me some presents. PlayStation 5, maybe. You'll be doing alright with your Christmas of white. But I'll have a blue, 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 blue Christmas without him. Thank you very much. Alrighty, and more singing. Listen for the drum taps. Oh, didn't turn off the fan again. I'm not using my checklist, Sid. I need to use my checklist. Getting a little cocky. I remembered everything for a couple days in a row and started getting cocky. Okay, let's go. Like all plans, it starts with step one. $1,000 emergency fund. Step two, you'll pay off all your debt. Except mortgage, we don't do that yet. So pay off your consumer debt. Every one of the charges, from smallest to largest. Baby step 3 is next. Full emergency fund of expenses. Stay gazelle intensive. His name is Dave Ramsey, and this is his plan. And I hope to meet him. I admire the man. I've messed up in my life, but these steps have made it right. That's why I coach, and why I host this YouTube show. If you don't like results you're getting now, you should do the baby steps. And if you want to have financial peace, then you should do Dave's baby steps. Step 4 is when you can take a breath and go less gazelle and invest. Step 5 is to save for your kids. No student loans at all for college. 6 is to pay off your home. Step 7, build your wealth and don't keep it all yourself. And you've lived like nobody else. Now you get to live large. Now you get to give large. His name is Dave Ramsey, and this is his plan. And I hope to meet him. I admire the man. I've messed up in my life, but these steps have made it right. That's why I coach, and I host my YouTube show. If you don't like results you're getting now, you should do the baby steps. And if you want to have financial peace, you should do Dave's baby steps. Trumpet, take it home. Live from Columbus, OH, it's the Ramsey Show Aftershow show, brought to you by Tina Scher, the Queen of Sheba. Here we talk about the Ramsey Show YouTube chat, and the people in it, and all things financial and whatever else I want to talk about. I'm your host, Coach Steve Money. I'm a certified Ramsey Solutions financial coach, and you can schedule a free consultation assessment by going to ramseycoach.com/CoachSteveMoney. You can email me at CoachSteveMoney@gmail.com and ask me about said financial coaching, about anything on my YouTube channel. Yes, Oak Island, video gaming, computer stuff. I'll be more than happy to talk with you about any of that. You can also reach me on Instagram and Twitter, and I will post something on there again one day, promise. It'll be soon. If you'd like to donate to the channel so I can make it better, that would be paypal.me/CoachSteveMoney. That was a nice letter from Zoom. Nice email coming in. Oh, let's see. Did I hit everything that I have on here? Yes, I think so. Alrighty. Market report. Maybe. Oh, not market report. Gee. Doing stuff out of order. Didn't even look at the thing. Okay. Today's Ramsey Show hosts were Dave Ramsey, and he is the author of The Total Money Makeover, a book that can change your life. It changed my life. Also, Baby Steps Millionaire is available for pre-order for $20. It comes out January 11th. And for $20, you get the book and also $150 worth of incentives to buy it, also known as bribes. That will put him on the bestseller list immediately. And one of those is a live stream ticket for the book launch event. That will be probably right on the 11th there, or maybe the night before. Alrighty, and his co-host was a friend of the Aftershow, the author of Redefining Anxiety, the author of Questions for Humans, John Deloney. Yes, we're going to sing again. Ooh, we call him Dr. D, as you can see. But his parents named him John Deloney. Ooh, he's got 2 PhDs, 2 more than me. Plus, he's got some other certs. John Deloney, never gonna stop. Gives advice, such a brilliant John Deloney. All right, now it's time for market report. As you can see, we are down here today, led by, or not led by, I guess the most down today was small cap. The Russell Index at 2.27%, followed by the NASDAQ 1.71%, which means that I will not be winning fantasy mutual funds for today. That will be someone else, probably Troy Story. And so we'll have to see that tomorrow once we get everybody's numbers. Let's see, anything else we have to talk about individually on these? No, don't think so. Just everything has been down, was down all day except for the Dow was briefly up. And as you can see right now, it's just like it's 0.00016%, which is like less than 5 cents. Or no, less than 6 cents. I mean, sorry, it's like 5.9 cents down today. So barely down on that. Earnings calendar, who we got? Oh, that's today. So these came out, so maybe they'll affect the market for tomorrow. The Costco and the Broadcom. Next week is Adobe, Rivian, Micron Technology, and Nike. Most followed single stocks on the Google. Led by, of course, and not led by, again, the most down of these was Tesla at 6.10%. And Tesla normally doesn't do like the 1% or less moving up or down. When it goes up or either when it goes down, it's like multiple whole numbers there. So as you can see today, it's 6% down. Let's see which one had the best day of these. The artist formerly known as Facebook Meta Platforms, with the negative 22%. Alrighty. There went your OT. What do you mean your OT? Oh, so you couldn't work. You couldn't work from home afterwards when you got home? Check the rest of the planet here. Europe not doing so well either. Even though Sydney got their kind of tea today from the England. Mostly up though, Asia. So perhaps that will bode well for tomorrow. Never know. The US dollar up on the euro. The Japanese yen up on the US dollar. The British pound, love. Probably because Sid bought that tea. That was enough to make the British pound be up against the US dollar. But the US dollar up against the Canadian dollar, and the US dollar up against the Australian dollar. Are you sure? Are you sure? The debt-free screamer seemed like she was Australian at the beginning, but then her accent went away as she continued on. Our pals in crypto, mostly down today. They haven't been having a great time of it lately. As you can see, oh, this is just today. Let's see. Let's go for a 6 month. Yeah, as you can see, they're popping down here. They have a down. This is what is known in the business as a downward trend here. So since November 12th, it's just been going down. Let's see what it's done the last month here. Yeah, I mean, it's some little bits of trying to go back up, but it keeps going down. So we'll see what that means. Let's see what this says about the Dow Jones Futures. This from investors.com. Investors Business Daily. Dow Jones Futures market rally faces first test of inflation report looms. Okay, Tesla skids, as Kathy Wood says this. That's like an investment professional. Like she has funds that she's put together. Someone in the Ramsey chat today was saying that she loves her, but that something about her funds. Oh, seem a little, what did he say? A little up and to the right or something, and I don't know what that means. So let's see. All right, earnings after hours. Lululemon earnings topped as the yoga apparel retailer cited a strong start to holiday sales. All right, gave social guidance for the current quarter though. Tesla, as you can see, it tumbled. Uh-oh. What are they trying to do to me here? What does it say? It tumbled. What did she say? A longtime cheerleader of Tesla's self-driving aspirations told CNBC that she now sees a 50-50 chance that the electronic vehicle giant will succeed. She's off of the sauce now. She's not into it. She remains bullish on Tesla stock. It rebounded from undercutting its 50-day line Monday intraday. All right. Inflation report will come out tomorrow morning at 8:30. So I guess that could definitely affect trading tomorrow. What up, Robert Perry? Thanks for coming to see me. It started there in late June. It still doesn't know what a straight time paycheck looks like. Well, hashtag blessed. Hashtag blessed. If you're on social media, you could post that and not be lying about it. Stock to watch. Pfizer climbed. Alrighty. Let's see. This is from theguardian.com, and this is from labeled Biden administration by Michael Cianato. Sorry if that is incorrect. Cianato is what it would be in Spanish. Let's see. So, killing the middle class, in quotes. Somebody said that. Millions in U.S. brace for student loan payments after COVID pause. Student debt in America has become a crisis for millions of citizens that often feels like it will last for people's whole lives. Crisis for millions of citizens that often feel like, because it's plural, often feel like. Guardian, I'm available for proofreading. Let's see, and there's people standing around a picture of around in the gosh, they got to work on that grass over there in front of the Capitol building. That's some brown grass there, and it says hashtag cancel student loan debt. It's Representative Omar at the news conference about taking executive action to cancel up to $50,000 for students' federal loans. All right, and that was today, I'm assuming. Oh, and this article is going to tell us about a particular person. Oh, and she is a single mother of 3 in Richland, Washington. She struggled with student loan debt since she went back to school and graduated in 2000, more than 2 decades ago. And apparently the student loan has hung around like a pet. Struggling to raise 3 boys with very little child support, Wilson decided to attend college 10 years after graduating high school to improve her career prospects. She was eventually able to move out of low-income assistance housing and off government assistance programs, but then the school loans hit. I couldn't afford the payments on top of rent and all of the other things. There was no way I could make those payments. Well, and then that's why you don't take on the debt, because you might not be able to afford the payments. Is a good reason to not do that. Around 44.7 million Americans have outstanding student loan debt totaling over $1.86 trillion. I've never seen the TN. I've never seen that before like that, but I assume that's $1 trillion. With 42.3 million Americans holding federal student loan debt. That's a lot of Americans holding the debt. U.S. Department of Education paused repayment collections and interest on federal student loans in response to the pandy under Trump, with the final extension on the pause set to expire on 31st January 2022, like we're in Europe or something. Here we say January 31st, 2022. But now millions of Americans are bracing for resuming payments on federal student loans after nearly 2 years of relief. Crisis is set to roll on again. Between rent, bills, and daycare costs, Wilson went into default after not being able to keep up with student loan payments. Then her paycheck started being garnished in 2010 to pay off the student loans of around $1,000 per month, which was just paying off the interest on her principal. This is why you don't take out student loans. The pause in the student loan repayments during the pandy allowed Wilson to catch up on other bills and purchase a home. She got a mortgage. A bank approved, I'm assuming she didn't pay all cash for it. A bank approved her for a mortgage. Eventually they're going to stop giving people loans, I would guess, maybe. I mean, it's like, let's see some of it paid back a little bit before we start, we'll just loan you enough to buy a house then. Why not? Let's see. It kind of concerns me a little bit with it coming back with what they're going to be able to offer us in terms of payment plans, added Wilson. I've been making payments for 20 years and my balance has only gone up. See, she's not the problem here. The problem is, I don't know what the problem is. That doesn't make any sense. If I made $1,000 per month payment on my car or on my house, I would be paid off. Yeah, it's crazy interest. Yeah. And if you don't take out loans, you're not faced with this. Recent survey of more than 33,000 student loan borrowers conducted by the Student Debt Crisis Center found 89%. That's a lot. That's all but 11% of them. They did the math for you. You're welcome. Borrowers are not financially secure enough to resume payments on February 1st. Prior to the pandemic, over half of all student loan borrowers were either in default, half of them in default, forbearance, deferment, or otherwise not currently making payments on their student debt. Oh my goodness. I did not know that. I guess this is the Steve did not know segment. I did not know that over half of all student loan borrowers either in default, forbearance, deferment, or otherwise not currently making payments on their student debt. And that was prior to the pandy. Nobody has to do it during the pandy. But gosh, almighty. Anyway, let's see. A gentleman. Another person, one of the borrowers not prepared to resume student loan payments. Initial student loan debt was around $80,000, but has increased with interest to $110,000 despite making payments of $1,000 a month. Student loans have crippled my ability to have personal savings, but the inability to help my family who are struggling with hospital bills and other medical bills. That doesn't make sense. Have crippled my ability to have personal savings, but the inability to help my family who are struggling with hospital bills and other medical bills really upsets me. Or something like that. Or maybe it just wasn't a complete sentence and they're just quoting him. Anyway, the system doesn't work. It's not the student's fault because you need money to pay for your career. It's their fault for taking out the loan. It's the lender's fault for loaning that much money to an 18-year-old kid in most cases. Maybe the tuition shouldn't be so high to start with. Everyone should be able to study and learn about whatever they're passionate about without going broke or living to pay and nothing else. Yeah, okay, they should, but they're not, so don't borrow money to do it. The average student loan debt for new college graduates is around $30,000. Joe Biden campaigned on canceling $10,000 in student loan debt per person and canceling student debt for Americans who attended historically black colleges and universities and public colleges, but the Biden administration has yet to cancel debt for these Americans. Again, the quote is in here. It's in red. It's not the student's fault because you need money to pay for your career. Maybe tuition shouldn't be so high to start with. The tuition is high because the government backs student loans. It's a what's that called? A thing there. All right. Let's see. I will be sending you a meeting link, Maddie Bags, as soon as I get home. Should be a little bit after 6 p.m. your time, a little after 7 p.m. my time. Robert Perry, thanks God. You never had student loans? That's excellent. Oh my goodness gracious me. Beverly Dunker Brown of New York City completed her undergraduate and graduate degrees in the 1980s and 90s, but with high interest rates and taking on parent plus loans for her son. Oh, so she has, not only has she not paid off her own, she took on more for her son to do it. Her student loan debt has increased from around $43,000 in loans to over $150,000, and that's her fault for doing that. I will be in my late 80s paying student loans off of Social Security income. I have federally family education loan programs which were not paused. I can't afford to pay them and continue to request forbearances on them. Despite I wonder if I might email this to Kelly. Despite making a 6-figure salary in business administration, she is unable to properly save for retirement, save for home, cares for a disabled husband who's a cancer survivor and regularly requires dialysis. Her own student loans are $862 monthly, and the Parent Plus loans for her son will add another $362 a month when the federal student loan pause ends. I'm sorry about the disabled husband who is a cancer survivor that needs dialysis. I'm sorry about that. I'm sorry you can't save for a home or save for retirement. You make 6 figures. That means at least $100,000, and the $1,200 in student loan payments are the problem. That's not the problem in her life. The interest and penalties are just crazy. Sure, they are. My student loan balance increases each month. You have to pay more than the minimum. Black and brown people can't get ahead. It's the same interest for white people as well. I have no generational wealth. Retirement savings or saving for an emergency. Yet I have an MBA that I earned in 1996. Having a fancy degree wasn't the answer it was supposed to be. Having the 6-figure salary should be the answer. But I understand you caring for a disabled husband. I understand you doing that, and that takes a lot of money. But a 6-figure salary is more than a lot of people make. So another person said, a student loan should not impair a person from being a homeowner, starting a family, or a badge of shame. No, they shouldn't impair a person from being a homeowner. It should impair them from if they are not making payments on it, or if they're in too much debt, it should impair them from getting a home mortgage. Being loaned even more money, everything that you're trying to do here, being loaned more money doesn't fix the problem, because you got to pay it back. Alrighty, I've read 8 articles in the past year. This person says they're killing the middle class. Part of the American dream is you go to school, you try to do something to have a better life, but it's just not what it is. Nobody said in there to get student loans. All right. Anyway, watch the Borrowed Future documentary. I have not seen it yet. I'm sure it's great. I will be watching it though. That is a Ramsey Solutions production. For if you don't want to buy anything for free, you can get for free you can get a 14-day trial of Ramsey Plus, which includes Financial Peace University, and it is free that way. But if you don't do that, for free you can get the Borrowed Future podcast, hosted by George Camel and featuring Anthony O'Neill. Also get his book, Debt Free Degree, available now from Ramsey Solutions Bookstore, among other places. Alrighty, Sid says they're killing the middle class, but them entitled millennials. Alrighty. Okay, so yeah, just if you happen to be listening to this instead of whatever else you would be listening to, if you borrow money, expect to have to pay it back. That's how it works. That's how it works. And I know these kids have been told it'll be forgiven, and they've said, okay, it'll be forgiven, great. And especially since they started talking about forgiving them, I know people have taken out more student loans because they've been told they'll be forgiven. So maybe they'll I don't know, maybe they'll hold the politicians that promised them that it would be paid, that it would be forgiven, maybe they'll hold them accountable for it. But those politicians will blame the other side for it not being able to get through, probably. All right, so, oh look, breaking, Senate clears the way for Congress to raise the debt ceiling before the December 5th deadline. Okay, so unlike the Build Back Better Act, this may be the opposite problem where, let's see, let's read it, shall we? Let's see. If the Senate clears the way, let's see if it's going to have any problem in the House. Let's see, Senate voted to allow Congress with a simple majority vote. Okay, so that was probably 50-50. I don't know. Some Republicans could possibly have been okay with raising the debt ceiling. Once President Joe Biden signs legislation, Democrats will be able to increase the U.S. borrowing limit on their own. Okay. Yeah, let's see. Senate cleared a hurdle. Trying to see. Oh, they cleared the way for it. They didn't vote on that yet. They just senators voted to allow it to raise the borrowing limit with a simple majority. So all of them must have been fine with that, or enough Republicans were on board to cancel out whichever Democrats didn't, because it's 50-50. Republicans and Democrats, and then the tiebreaker would be the vice president. Let's see. The measure attached to a bill that will prevent automatic Medicare cuts at the beginning of the year now heads to the desk for his signature. Okay, again, that's just the allowing the chamber to raise the U.S. borrowing limit with a simple majority. That's not the vote on whether to actually do it or not. So, but I guess maybe it'll be no problem. But I thought there might have been one or two Democrats that had a problem with it, just like they had a problem with some of the Build Back Better stuff in it, like the ending backdoor Roths. All right. Sorry for doing the smacking thing. I do need to stop that. I realized I was doing that on the Oak Island while recording the Oak Island things. It's like, why am I doing that before I talk? Let's see. Treasury Secretary Janet Yellen estimated the U.S. would run out of ways to pay its bills on that date, December 15th. That is in 6 short days from now. If Congress fails to raise the debt ceiling, the country would face the threat of a default that could wreak havoc on the global economy and stock markets. Okay, Democrats expected to increase the borrowing limit by $2 trillion. Speaking of people borrowing money without paying any back, Congress consistently have to borrow money to pay interest on other debts. Republicans have refused to join them, right? Okay. But the minority leader, Mitch McConnell, reached a deal with it under the... okay. Oh, so they're gonna let the Democrats increase it on their own. A chunk of Republicans voted with Democrats to allow the Senate to increase the ceiling with a simple majority rather than the 60 votes needed to usually break a filibuster. All right. Sid says the middle class has shrunk, but that's not because everyone's income came down. Some people's went up as well. True. Democrats and Republicans typically vote together to raise or suspend the debt ceiling. The GOP has argued Democrats should increase the borrowing limit on their own as they try to pass a $1.75 trillion social safety net and climate package without Republicans. Oh, okay. They say, well, you're going to do all this other stuff without us. Why do you need us for that then? I got you. Raising the ceiling does not authorize new spending. Yellen has also pointed out that lawmakers would have had to address the debt limit regardless of what legislation Democrats pass. Yep, they'd have to either do something about it or not do something about it. That's addressing it. And about the authorizing new spending, I don't know what that would do, who does that, but something that does that would be this $1.75 trillion social safety net and climate package. So that's $1.75 trillion. And they're expected to increase the borrowing limit by about $2 trillion. So that would be enough to pay for this new spending that we want to do. So we're not cutting anything in order to do this, that's what they're saying. So, all right, enough politics. Let's see. 4. This from the New York Post. 4 U.S. Postal Service mail carriers, including 3 from New York City, are accused of stealing credit cards from the mail as part of a $750,000 identity theft ring, prosecutors said. The postal workers and 9 other suspects were indicted in Manhattan Supreme Court on conspiracy, grand larceny, and a litany of other charges over the scheme that took place between January 2017 and August 2019, according to Manhattan District Attorney's Office. The federal employees, who were recruited by 37-year-old ringleader Michael Richards of Manhattan, allegedly swiped over 1,000 credit cards that were then used by another defendant to buy high-end goods at luxury retailers. Richards paid the mail carrier different amounts depending on how well the cards they stole performed. Of course, he got a spreadsheet tracking all that, I guess. The postal workers were identified. It doesn't matter what their names are. Another suspect allegedly used online databases to retrieve personal identifying information about the card holders in order to activate the credit cards. Another defendant is accused of using the stolen cards to make purchases at stores including Hermes, Bloomingdale's, Chanel, and Louis Vuitton. Those aren't Aldi, folks. Those are not Aldi. The merchandise was either then sold for cash or returned for store credit that was in turn sold for money. Alrighty. Let's see. This from CNBC. Oh! Got distracted by that. Didn't talk about the original article. One in 5 Americans saving less for retirement due to the pandy. The pandy set some retirement savers back, while others have been able to put even more money aside. For those playing catch-up, there are ways to get back on track and free resources to help. This graphic looks familiar. It says published December 9th, though. I think maybe it's because I just saw it earlier today. I don't know. It seems like I've seen that before. Let's see. 17% of Americans said they're saving less for retirement due to COVID's impact on their finances. Inflation could be part of that as well, which may be partly due to the pandy. And yet nearly as many, roughly 16%, said they are saving more money thanks to forced decrease in spending. The survey polled more than 1,000 adults in October. While most savers recognize increasingly their responsibility to fund retirement rather than relying solely on a pension or Social Security, 43% worry about what will happen if Social Security runs dry. Separate survey by personal finance site Magnify Money found. Most experts recommend meeting with a financial advisor to shore up a long-term plan. There's also free help available through the National Foundation for Credit Counseling. All right. And if you don't have a budget, do a budget. Also, Google Dave Ramsey's baby steps. And do those things. Do those things, man. This is from CNBC. Tesla, Bitcoin, growth stocks. Here's what market bubbles are still looming. The trader there blowing a bubble from gum. When a stock or sector of the market is trading way above its intrinsic value, investors may call it a bubble. And that's one of the terms that gets thrown around, whether it's applicable or not. We would urge caution, severe caution. Be very afraid of the valuations of these growth companies. Another email, that one from Menards. Peter Schiappinelli, portfolio strategist at GMO Asset Allocation, told CNBC market bubbles are investing phenomena that can occur when valuations are driven by exuberant behavior, and they can burn investors. The last 12 months have seen several bubbles burst. Take meme stocks such as GameStop and AMC as well as Dogecoin. Who advised that anybody invest in GameStop and AMC? Get your investing advice from a meme? That sounds like a good idea. Let's see, one by one, we've checked off every condition that the glorious bubble needs. And in terms of crazy behavior, this has been crazier by a substantial margin than 1929 and 2000. Jeremy Grantham, GMO's co-founder and long-term investment strategist, told CNBC's Closing Bell. Some investors believe Tesla and Bitcoin are also bubbles soon to burst. Tesla added almost $200 billion in market cap in a week's span. When you see that type of euphoria, in particular name, those could be potential examples of bubbles soon to burst. All right, yeah, it just depends on whether they end up being worth that much or not. The people that invested in it think that it is going to be worth that much. How does one make money in a growth bubble? Not every stock clearly is in a bubble. There are some very much unloved, under-researched, and under-owned pockets, said Chiapinelli. And that is it. He did not go further into detail there. All right, and lastly today we've got I can't read the article because of reach, my article limit, but we got the headline. Market Watch says, forget crypto, some ETF providers bet that this $800 billion industry in 2024 is fund investing's new frontier. And this would be talk of the metaverse serving as big industry for fund markets is gaining steam. Is it hype or the something or another, or the answer or something like that? So, yeah. So the metaverse might be everything for shopping and for investing in, etc., etc. Alrighty, what is tonight? Tonight is Thursday. And no streams, but I have a meeting with Matty Bags, and that'll be fun. Let's see if we picked up a subscriber during the show. This is what I always like to do. It's fun. We picked up 2 today. All right. Every day, Monday through Friday, every weekday, the Aftershow show, the Ramsey Aftershow, the Ramsey Show Aftershow show is at 6 p.m. Eastern Time as soon as the Ramsey Show video on YouTube ends. Father-daughter video gaming will preempt any scheduled stream except the after show and Oak Island recaps when Bella is available. When she says let's play, we'll play. And we play co-op games. We're currently playing a game called Trine. It's an older game, but it's an enhanced edition. Fun. Let's see. Saturdays and Wednesdays, 8 p.m. Eastern Time is Old Man Video Gaming, and that's when I play single-player games. Mondays, 8 p.m. Eastern Time is alternating tech support and Ramsey Coach support, and on those I go to the affiliated subreddits and answer questions that posters have put on there. And I did tech support last week, so this coming Monday will be Ramsey Coach support. And Wednesdays, no set time. I pre-record these. This is not live. I might do a live one soon, though. Yeah, maybe like if they have a half-season finale or just for the actual finale, which would be sometime in April, I think, something like that, or May. Might do a live one of that. We'll see how that goes, but that's currently Wednesdays, and like Wednesday afternoon or Wednesday evening is when I upload that, and that's pre-recorded, as I said. And that's it. Let's see. D.H. Schumann said there's natural pressure on the real world because people got to live somewhere. The metaverse doesn't face natural pressure because no one has to live there, and someone could create a duplicate pyramid. All right. Sid says thumbs up. I don't know if that's to that or something I said. Who knows? The chat is the chat's delayed a little bit as well as the video from live. Let's see. And for business inquiries or any inquiries at all, it's CoachDmoney@gmail.com. Surprise! I don't know why they make you click on that. I guess so a bot can't just read the page and pull it from there. They have that, so you gotta click that first, I assume. Alrighty, so well, I guess that's it for today. I appreciate everybody watching. Subscribe, like. I gotta get 1,000 subscribers before YouTube will give me money, and I would love to get some money from YouTube, even if it's like with my numbers, even with the Oak Island stuff. I mean, $50 a week, maybe. I don't know. I'll have to look at that. I have some numbers from a few years ago of what a channel was getting paid, and so I can like take what they're getting per hour watched and apply it to mine, I guess, and figure it out. But I think, like I said, it wouldn't be much, even with all the watch time for the Oak Island recaps. So yeah, subscribe please, and like the videos. Hit the notification bell, that way you'll be notified whenever I go live or post something pre-recorded. You can schedule a free financial consultation, just like Maddie. Well, not just like Maddie did, because Maddie just accepted my offer to help him. But you can go to ramseycoach.com/CoachSteveMoney and just schedule it. And Calendly is the name of the program that's there, and that will alert me to when you have scheduled that. And there's a link right here. There's also a link at the top of the chat and in the video description. There's the PayPal donations, as I was talking about before. I can't get money from YouTube yet, but I can get money from you. PayPal.me/CoachSteveMoney. Also Instagram and Twitter, Coach Steve Money. no spaces. And again, the email, coachstevemoney@gmail.com. You can ask me about anything you would like. Anything on my channel, financial coaching, Oak Island, anything you want. All right. Enough for you to buy a couple of those newspapers that lock you out for subscriptions. I would possibly do that. That's possible. Sid. That's good thinking. That's good thinking, Sid. All right, I'm going to say that 8 more times. That's good thinking, Sid. No, I'm kidding. All righty. Make smart financial decisions every day. Have a good night. Merry Christmas. See you tomorrow. It is Friday, and we got to get down on Friday. Good night, everybody.